These are the plays that are going to make you the most money today. This is the Daily Profit brought to you by Linemaker Sports. On today's show, we're going to go over the NBA slate. I'm going to give you guys some of the highest probabilities in the NBA. Now, before we get to that, let's talk about yesterday. All right, so first off, we had the Miami Heat's Bam Adebayo. He had a 71% probability to go under 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That one was pretty easy. Really was never in doubt on that one, so we're good there. Then we had Victor Wembanyama, all right, who we have really faded. For most of the early season, we faded him and went under on him multiple times and won on that. We switched it up last night. We went, a 64% probability for him to go over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and he's really stepped it up lately. So he surpassed that number pretty easy as well. Another good performance by him. He's been racking them off as of late. Then we went to the Chicago Bulls where we had Zach LaVine to go over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He fell a little bit short, even though the Bulls, they did pretty good in that game. He did fall a little bit short, all right? He had, I think, 23 or 24 points, rebounds, and assists. Just not much was going through him last night, all right? Most of it was going through the next player that I'm going to mention, which is we had Nikola Vucevic, who had a pretty good game, all right? He had a pretty solid game, nice double-double. We had an 83% probability for him to go over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That was an F-bomb. That one ended up hitting pretty easily. That one was never in doubt. Then we had an 84% probability for an F-bomb for the Utah Jazz's Lauri Markkanen to go under 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He started out in the first quarter actually pretty good, so it looked a little bit shaky, and then pretty much dove off for the rest of the game. All right. He had like 24, I think, points, rebounds, and assists. So that one was really never in doubt after that first quarter. So decent night overall. As for the plays that were on the show, I think we went 2-1 in those plays. The only one we lost there was Sengun, and they went into overtime. There's really nothing you could do about that. They go into overtime and you have an under. You're most of the time you're going to be doomed when that happens. All right. But pretty solid night for sure. All right. Overall, with the F-bombs, with everything like that. Couple of questions that I am getting with the F-bombs and stuff like that. People are logging in. The F-bombs are in the gold membership, guys. Gold membership. If you don't have the gold membership, you don't get the F-bombs. You don't get these 80% probability plays, the higher ones, okay? Just so you guys understand that. And it says that on the page before you get into the group and stuff like that. And again, another thing I want to pretty much say every time I'm on the show, I say this. These numbers that I put out there for you guys are alternate points, rebounds, and assist numbers. These are not the numbers that you're going to log in and you're going to see right under player props. You need to go under the alternate lines, all right? Because every single show, I get comments, I can't find that line. My line is 3-4 points different. Well, it's 3 or 4 points different because you're not looking at the alternate line. So pay attention to when I say it's the alternate line that you need to look at. Now, before we get into today's slate, I wanted to discuss something, which is the old way of sports betting. All right. We're in the prime age of sports betting right now. All right. The old way, the old timers, what they did never worked. All right. You get one or two people in the old time that made it work and were able to make money in sports betting, but most people lost. All right. Mostly everybody. So you have to understand the new age of sports betting is not like the old way. All right. We have access to so much data nowadays that back in the day, nobody had, advanced data, advanced metrics and stuff like that and analytics. Nobody had that data to be able to really at their fingertips. We have it at our fingertips that we can be able to find stuff and analyze things. All right. So we are in the prime age of sports betting. So you need to understand that listening to experts that are, former players, coaches, media analysts, all that stuff, they're just going to make you play square bets. I'm telling you right now, they're going to make you play square bets because most of them are linked to sports books. So what they want you to do is listen to what they're telling you, and then they end up losing the bet. They could care less because they're getting paid regardless, so it doesn't even matter. And guess what? The sports book ends up making money. So you have to understand that when you're trying to listen to the guys that are on TV, all the media guys, you're going to lose. All right. Some of them have good information, but in the end, most of them don't know about sports betting. All right. Maybe they know about the sport. They don't know about sports betting and the analytics that goes behind sports betting and what you need to do to be able to win in sports betting. So understand that. because we are in the new age of sports betting. And you need to understand that you need to focus on finding high probability plays, just like what I show you on this show day in and day out. Finding high probability plays is what is going to set yourself up for success, and you can have fun. All right. You can have fun and experience winning rather than trying to bet a 3-leg parlay, a 5-game, same game parlay. And guess what happens? You lose. All right. It happens all the time. So you need to understand the correct way to do this is to find the highest probability plays, take advantage of the prime age of sports betting that we're in right now, to where you can find any data pretty much at your fingertips. It's that simple. Now let's get to the NBA slate for today. We're going to start with LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has a 58% probability to go over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This is a little high for him. All right, his number's been on the rise a little bit because we played his over plenty of times this year, and it's been in that 37.5, 38.5 range. They're slowly increasing it, which I don't like, obviously, when we're looking at an over, because that's like, buying high pretty much. But the matchup is pretty much there. He's going against the 8th worst team at guard of the point guard position, and his usage rate on the team is out the roof. All right, because there's nobody else that's going to be handling the ball and managing the offense other than him. So when he's in the game, everything is going right through LaMelo. All right, so a 58% probability. Obviously, I don't, love sub 60% probabilities, but it's still something that's there for tonight so that you can look at. All right, so 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists for LaMelo Ball. And again, that's an alternate number. All right, that's not the number you're going to see. The number you're going to see when you log in, probably like 46.5 or whatnot. So let's get to Jamal Murray now. Jamal Murray has a 61% probability to go over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's going against the 3rd worst team at guard the point guard position. So solid. He has a great matchup. Only thing with Jamal Murray is he's inconsistent. All right. One night he can go out there and put up 35, 36 points, rebounds, and assists. And the next night he can go out and put 15. So he's just a little bit inconsistent. That's the only problem here. As of late, it seems like he's been getting it going better than when he started the season. He started the season terrible, but it seems like as of late, he's getting it going a little bit. So 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists is not that hard to achieve, especially when you have a good matchup. The only thing is also maybe a blowout factor with him tonight. That's where it could hurt, because I think Murray would need 4 quarters to surpass that number. Even though the other night we had the under on him, and he actually in 3 quarters had 31 points, rebounds, and assists, but he had a really good first quarter. So if he doesn't have that great first quarter, he doesn't come anywhere near that through 3 quarters. So I do think that Murray needs 4 quarters here to be able to surpass that number. So hopefully the Jazz could keep it close. They can keep it close, and Murray is able to achieve that number. Now let's get to Steph Curry. All right, Steph Curry. This is another guy that I'm always scared of taking unders here. He's got a 64% probability to go under 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's going against the 4th best team at guard in the point guard position, so there should be some resistance against him tonight. I'm always worried against going on an under for Curry, because any given night he could put up 40, 50 points. Any given night, all right? And on this, team right now, the offense, everything is through him. It's like a LaMelo Ball situation almost. Everything is running right through Steph Curry because there's really no other options to go to. All right, so it's a little iffy. The probability is there and the matchup is there. So it is what it is. You could still roll with it. Like I said, sometimes when your gut tells you like, oh man, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it's going to work out. Guess what happens? It ends up working out. You might go out tonight and put up 20 points, rebounds, and assists. It just happens like that. All right. Let's go through the slate one more time here. So again, LaMelo Ball over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists, 58% probability to back that. He has a decent matchup there. All right. Decent. It's not the best, but going against the 8th worst team at guard in his position, he should have the usage rate. And as long as he's knocking down some shots and he's not going, 5 for 30, he should be able to surpass that number or get somewhere at least close to being able to surpass that number tonight. Jamal Murray, as long as he's not the inconsistent Jamal Murray that comes out and can't make a bucket, he should be able to hit this number. And if it's not a blowout, we should be good there. All right. So if the Jazz keep it close and he's got the matchup, he's got the probability behind him, 26.5 points, rebounds, assists is not that hard to get. So he should be able to achieve that. long as they keep that game somewhat close, I would think. And then Steph Curry, he's got a 64% probability to go under 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's going against the fourth best team at guard the point guard position, so some resistance there. The probability's there. Of course, like I said, Curry, though, is one of those guys that any given night, he could put up 40, 50 points. All right. But tonight maybe won't be that night. If you're a part of the team, I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to have fun. You're going to make money. And it's really that simple. So you can be a part of the gold membership in the group. That way you get the F-bombs, you get the course, you get everything. All right. It's that simple when it comes to sports betting. I show you guys this stuff every day. I show you guys the results that we go through every single day and every weekend. So if you want to have fun, you must be a part of the group that's doing it the correct way. All right. As far as I know, nobody else teaches this stuff. It shows you exactly how to do it the correct way. All right. You're watching me because I help you guys and show you exactly how to become a high level sports bettor.